Aloha and welcome to a super special episode of Living Delicious with Helena. Of course, every episode is super special, but this one is actually recognizable. If you are watching YouTube videos, if you are into creating a yummy, wonderful, sweet, delicious, and juicy life, you probably know my guest. This is Lilou Mace of Juicy Living Tour. Lilou, welcome to the show.
Yes, I'm in Hawaii.
Welcome to Hawaii, girl.
Thank you.
I'm so glad, really out of all of my guests, this anticipation of having you on the show and our friendship and everything together is just perfect. It's just really, really delicious. Thank you so much.
I'm excited to meet you in person too. I mean, it's been years and years now. We've been
since 2005
online, and now meeting in person is really, truly special.
It's really, people think internet is separating us from real world. I don't think so. It's connecting us.
Yeah, it's connecting.
We would have never met if we didn't have internet.
Truly.
Why? Because you are from?
France originally, and but we have similar aspirations.
Yes.
Both of us see that there is something very juicy or delicious in life, and we want to share that joy.
Yeah.
So that's how we connected. And yeah, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all of that are tools, I feel, to connect us with like-minded souls.
We only have to search, and it will really show. And when we met, let's start about your beginnings a little bit.
Yeah.
We met in 2005. You were doing 100 days
100-day reality challenge.
Yes, based on the principles of law of attraction and the movie Secret.
Yes.
Then, before that, we had a beginning. You are from France, born in Santa Barbara. So how did you come up first to YouTube? I don't know that part of your life.
Yeah, well, the 100-day reality challenge brought me to YouTube because we were looking for a platform. But what happened is that I grew up in France, French parents, and then I did a business school, and then I was always very interested about technology and the internet. Actually did an internship. I don't think it was an accident, but I did an internship with Nortel Networks, which is this big technology company. And I started really enjoying being a little bit ahead, knowing what things are going to come out, and that was exciting. And also what was really exciting is branding, everything that has to do with branding and how to create something that is recognizable. And so I did my dissertation on that, on how to create a strong brand online. I've always been passionate about these.
And you did that in France?
I did that in France and in England. I studied in both countries. Started really connecting with international people because through England, Oxford, I went to Oxford Brookes University. There is a lot of people coming in and out from all around the world.
Yes.
So that was also very exciting. And then after graduating, I really couldn't find a job. I felt like my parents were the wrong parents. They were putting blocks there for me not to be happy. And it was really, I was blaming, everybody, but mainly my mom. And I said, I have enough. So I literally took a plane and flew to the US. I had dual citizenship. And I went to the house of the people I used to babysit. I used to babysit their kids. So I stayed at their place. And I was still having the same problem. Couldn't find a job, nothing. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? I have this fire inside. I have this passion. I could feel there's something. I could feel my energy and
you
love.
have degree, and you are intelligent.
Degrees.
Entrepreneurial, everything.
Yeah. And I'm like, what's up?
And you had the French accent, which really works in America.
But nothing. And so something beautiful happened.
How did you feel about yourself during that time?
I was really, I was making myself very wrong, very, very wrong. And I was like, what's going on? I was confused. I was a victim. Now I can see that. I was blaming people on the outside. I was not really seeing anything. I still was happy because I've always had a happy side, but it was more or less, it was not juicy. It was not juicy.
I just wanted to say more miserable than juicy.
Yeah. And so Nancy Adcox, that used to be my manager for Nortel Networks back when I was an intern in England working for that company, happened to be in Miami. and I was ready to fly back to France because I had no more money, and a few months later I just didn't know. I had a similar problem. And she told me about some seminars that were happening, and one seminar in particular that transformed her life. She said, I will offer it to you, do that. Especially when she heard my challenge with my mom. And that seminar happened to be available the next weekend. And from that point forward, it's just been a huge opening, because during this seminar, I finally I let go of the past and saw that I could create anything in my life.
What was that seminar? Landmark? Or?
Yeah, it was Landmark.
Landmark.
And there was a huge blank, page in front of me. And I really had, it was 150 people, and really sharing what we were going through. And then you would recognize yourself in another person, which that was another element very much that I really learned during that education. And now that that's why I share myself intimately on the YouTube videos too, now because of that, because I recognize the power of when we open up, when we become authentic and real with ourselves, then it gives a chance and the space for other people to be. And for me, there's no more better gift. It's a gift of love. It's a gift of unconditionality and of saying, this is who I am. You like it or not, it's fine, but I accept myself the way I am, or not. But at least I say what's so. And that's very freeing. And so Landmark is based on those principles.
Yes.
And ultimately then, I decided, I met very shortly after that Laura Doxter, that was already a book author she was selling thousands and thousands of copies of I Love You More, beautiful children's book. Sandy Grayson, that was one of her friends that wrote Journolution, also a very successful book with New World Library. They came up to me and said, we would like to start the 100-day reality challenge. We think it's a great idea for a reality show. And at the time I was building websites by then.
Yes, you had Emotional Brands, that was your brand company.
Yeah,
Did you have people working for you, or you were just doing it by yourself?
I was hiring people, in general we're about 10, but I was just hiring people on a project basis. So it was more freelancer, and I was choosing, who would be best for a project. So we would create logos, websites, and newsletters, actually, which brought me in 2004 to Hawaii. And I had at the time a golf newsletter also, and I would sign clients, and I had signed Starwood. That was a happy memory here.
First falling in love.
Yes, yes, Hawaii.
Yes.
And so after that, we decided, we got together, and I told them, well, why don't we make this available for everybody? So we start recording. We decided to start the 100-day challenge as, the length is 100 days.
Yes.
The first day, we speak our intentions and goals for the next 100 days. And we select some practices that we want to have and apply, like meditation, breathing, brainstorming, networking, exercising, whatever is yoga, the goal. Whatever feels great, but commit that for 100 days. Totally transformed our life. Katrina, the big hurricane, hit Miami at the time. We went through a lot of craziness, and with those practices in place and us sharing on video blogs, and blogs are successes and challenges, that totally created some magic, and we said, let's put it on for everybody. So then we looked for a platform to do that on, and that was YouTube. So I started posting little YouTube videos.
And that's how we met.
March 2006.
In your first season. In your very first season.
You should see. Back then, I was like very, very camera shy. And it's funny when looking back. Yeah. And I still have all those videos from the first season. There's 1,500 videos on YouTube. And you should see, the before and now. It's really funny. And it keeps on opening up.
You were always crazy. You were always, hi, this is Lilou. But yes,
it was not very free. It was not totally free.
It was different.
And there's still a lot more, but I feel freer every single day. And I think that's through authenticity and connecting with people.
Nice.
And going for the juice, that deliciousness, whatever that is.
How did you come with My Juicy Life?
My Juicy Life was then, actually it was created after that, because since the challenge was thousands of people starting registering around the world, I thought, I had the opportunity to go to seminars, because that was one of the practices I was taking seminars and coaches. And so I was meeting all those wonderful coaches, and then I was like, well, I might as well interview them and learn more, and well, at least share that. Because
But before you start interviewing them, you had a My Juicy Life.
no, that was really, I started just as part of the 100-day challenge, and then ultimately,
really?
yeah. And
I
then
see.
and then I moved to Chicago because I was in admiration with Oprah Winfrey, and
you
she's
still
always,
are.
and not in the same way. And actually, that's an interesting part because I really let go of that. Like, she's been somebody that I really appreciate her warmth with her guests and how she interviewed and her humanity, and what she built is amazing.
One of a kind.
Yeah.
Never happened yet.
Exactly. But that's the thing, is that we're one of a kind, and so as much as she has inspired me to get started with my juicy life, which is all about for me to live a bubbly.
Why did you
fun-
say juicy? Why juicy? Because I have a story why delicious for me. I want to know why juicy
I'm
for
not
you.
sure there's really a story behind it. It's just juicy. It was more on the vitamin, and the orange, the vibrance, the bubbliness. Juicy, it just came. There was no, I didn't dream or had that word. It's just, it came. At the time, I think a lot of people were saying, oh, you're hot, she's hot, this and that.
You are hot. You are hot.
Thank you. But then everybody
I
was
can
saying
just
that.
listen to you with my eyes closed, and your accent, the way you say certain words. Oh God, just melting. I believe guys are head over heels for you. The way you talk is just so juicy.
Thank you.
Yes.
So Oprah was juicy to me too.
Yes.
And I decided to, within the process, and actually where I'm at right now, I just decided I had to let go after an audition that I've attended to be a host on the Oprah Winfrey Network. I really had to let go because it came to at a crossroad where it was not serving me anymore. I had to start to not identify with that or follow her, but just be myself and be who I am fully without that stop, because it was more of a stop. No matter how big it is, she is. It was a lid.
There's her zone. That's Oprah world.
Yeah.
And then there is Lilou world.
Yeah.
That only you can grow.
Yeah.
Nobody else in the world can be you.
Yes.
And we need you.
Yes.
So now, Barbara, growing up in France, confused about her work, doesn't know what to do, and the life happens. And the whole magic starts happening. And it sounds very fast, but actually you shared on your videos every step on the way. You shared your challenges. You shared your personal life. You shared your weight. When you remember you had a challenge about losing how many pounds or something?
Weight has always been in there, yeah.
But what's up with your weight? Come on, look at you. You have a slim, beautiful waist. Why that? Because you wanted to help other people, or?
No, it's never been, you see, as much as it's about helping others, it was my own journey that I was sharing. So I was, each of those videos where I have really opened up and dealt with an issue on camera, like when I had the rosacea and my face was covered with pimples everywhere, and I have those videos online. Every time I was doing those things, it was because I was suffering too much to keep that inside, and I wanted to come out and liberate myself.
So what were you suffering about your weight?
Oh, like, too big, this and that. The challenge with my weight has been related, and we can always link it back to the past. And I have a small, petite mom that is absolutely adorable, and I was big, and I'm very big for France. Like, I'm 6 foot tall. It is huge format for France.
Yes.
And people would look, and if I would put heels, they would just, and I wasn't comfortable with that.
So how did you grow up so big, really? Is your father tall?
Yeah.
So you got his...
And not even that much. I believe, I'm spiritual. I believe that we choose exactly the perfect parents. Our soul chooses our parents and our body type. And, all of that is so perfect. So I come to a place where I really accept all those things, knowing that it is our service for the evolution of our soul. So I think I really had to, I'm an ordinary person, but living an extraordinary life. I really, and
you are a little bit of extraordinary person.
I face really down-to-earth issues I share
But the
that.
way you share it, it's not that you are living extraordinary life because it's given to you. everything about you, everything. I wish you could watch your own videos without being you, because everything about you is shining persistence, is shining willingness. It's almost like when you talk about, and I know these videos with your face, really, you said, this is me without makeup, and I almost didn't recognize you. I recognize your bone structure and your accent. Everything else was like, oh my God, who is this? So this is me without makeup. And I see this yes energy. And you don't know when it is going to stop, what's going to happen, but you have the yes about you.
Yeah. And I have the no's too, and that's a challenge too. I do have regular challenge. I'm not an immediate yes for everything, and that's part of the healing. I feel the more I'm healing, the more I'm freeing. And there was so much suffering again that I had to come out, and I'm really grateful that I have this part of myself that just wants to come out just as it is. At least at some point, it's not always easy, and that's why there's hundreds of videos too where I'm just being coached by somebody, by a coach I like, and then we unpeel the onion, because I do want to show the power of coaching and all, even crystal ball meditation or meditating and all those things that might seem weird on the outside. Once you start doing them, it is so simple and so freeing that I think once you see what it is like, then you really want it for yourself too, because it creates. So I am a yes in the sense that I want to move forward.
Yes to life.
Yes to life. Yes to whatever is coming. I'm learning now to be more and more grateful for the things that are negative, what seem to be negative, because there's really a negative and the positive and the positive and the negative. So the other day I lost my computer. Apple computer, $3,000 at Seattle airport, and I'm like, where is the computer? I'm supposed to edit some videos and put some videos online. This is my main tool. Where is the computer? And I really got that it was in relationship to my relationship to abundance,
Wow.
And I went deeper into this. I'm like, this is not about the computer. There's something else here that is really going on. And so I just let it go and start being grateful and moving into gratitude for losing this computer.
How do you move into gratitude at the moment when you are at the airport, you have to catch the flight, you have limited time to worry, limited time to... How do you move practically at that time into a space of gratitude?
You have first to recognize that you're not being conscious and you're making up this story of your computer or victimizing yourself, or like it's unfair that I've lost it because of the job I do or whatever it is. You have to come to a place first of recognizing in that moment that, okay, there's something else. And when you do it, the more you do it, the faster so the first thing is to really be present to it and just stop a second and look, and it's in a second you can switch it. It's just a matter of how fast you want to let go of the story, because the story is what's holding you from truly getting whatever is underneath that. And interestingly enough, when I did that, all of a sudden, an hour later, somebody was calling, 2 beautiful angels saying, we found your computer. And they were Skyping me because they didn't know who it was. I didn't have my name or anything on it. And somebody brought it back. Somebody brought it back in a major international airport next to the rental cars where hundreds of people pass by and traffic.
It's so easy to just say, thank you for a new computer.
Yeah.
I'm taking it home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the power. That's really the true power, I feel, of gratitude. Gratitude is the most, to me, is the juiciest thing. Every day before I go to bed.
What are you grateful for?
Huh?
What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful to be here right now with you. I'm grateful to be in Hawaii.
Yes.
I'm grateful for the sun. I'm grateful for a tree. I'm grateful for a beautiful flower. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for healing.
Feel? How do you know this is you are really grateful, or is just noticing the beautiful flower?
Being grateful is truly being one with something and really recognizing the love that is in there. So it's not observing, it's being with it in total. It's like the energy blend, literally. You're grateful, your heart opens up to it. It's a synergy, which sometimes seems hard to do for bad things. Like, how can you be grateful for not having the money to pay your bill? How can you be grateful for not having you know, food in your fridge, which happened to me. You know, that's my second book is about that experience.
Yes.
You know, how can you be grateful for those tangible times? Because we all have excuses why we cannot achieve our dream. And sometimes it's money related or time related.
So how can you be grateful when you don't have money? How can you be grateful when you just lose your computer?
You start by saying, I'm grateful for it. Dare
So
to say those words.
Fridge,
that's the first.
And you see nothing, and you say, "I'm grateful."
I'm grateful for having an
fridge.
empty fridge.
I have a fridge.
Yeah.
I have a fridge. It's empty, but I have a fridge.
The thing is that you don't even need to say anything after that, because if you truly feel grateful and see the empty fridge and start to moving into, I am so grateful for that empty fridge. And start to really just being there in that present, like nearly meditating and just being in that space of really, truly, it's an empty fridge.
Mm-hmm. And I'm hungry and my children are hungry.
Some things start shifting then. I'm grateful for being hungry. Some things are shifting. The
so
universe,
I'm grateful
it's
for
like
my children being hungry? Because many parents feel very protective of their children.
Yeah,
and
I don't have children,
yes.
and,
Me neither.
so that's a topic but I'm not. I think, I think we can all feeding ourselves. There's always a way. There's always a way. There's so many ways that food can come. Mm-hmm. There's so many ways. So it's not usually. It's usually it's a bit more than that. Usually it's people are okay for eating, and they most of the time know or the food come, there is something, but usually it's for extra things or paying the rents or it goes for all the extra stuff that we've been conditioned to think that we know we need. And I think really this time right now what's happening on the planet is that this is really about letting go of our not possessions, but our attachments to things, our attachment to money, our attachments to even our jobs, our attachments to whatever. We need to go more into unconditionality. And when we do that, we start understanding and seeing who we really are inside, and who we are all for each other. The layers are just, we're naked then. We're not anymore hiding behind the car or behind the job or behind I should be driving this because this person is driving that.
And then we realize we are prettier than with all these layers.
Oh yeah.
There is a analogy that I really like. It's like a ball. There is a nail polish around. Beautiful pink, red, shiny nail polish. Mm-hmm. But if you crack it open, there is a horse crap underneath. So we are trying to put the nail polish because we are afraid somebody will see our crap. But if you dig underneath, it's a diamond.
Yeah.
So just a little bit deeper. And through every of your videos, you show the external beauty. You show the external, your charisma is captivating. You show that. And then underneath that, you say, but well, look, I have my skin problem. I want to do this. I'm afraid of that. You share yourself. And through your sharing, we see the diamond. Mm-hmm. You are that example very clearly. But you never stop with that crap and say, this is me. You're just saying, I'm working through this every time. That's what I believe is why so many people are attracted to your videos. Mm-hmm. How many, you have now almost 10 million views?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, but by the time people watch this, she will have 11 or 12. That's how it grows.
Yes, yeah. It grows very fast. I think without being the numbers game, but yes. It is truly the more in life we are ourselves, the more we accept ourselves, the more we start to really see our essence and let it shine out, the more we find whatever it is we can be grateful for, even for beautiful eyes that we may have, or our listening, or whatever it is, or a person, or then we start to really, the more it goes, the more our soul, the more we have an open heart. Mm. It's like this is a magnet for everything. People really, this is really the time to get that. The more we're healing ourselves or having those authentic conversations, coming out with from a truly authentic place, then it's just the heart opens, and this is where the wisdom is. This is where the magic is. This is where a lot of things are happening. So really the journey is from the mind to the heart. That's why some things say, oh, how do you come up with all those creative videos? You know, 1,500 videos later, you're still surprising, like, how you do this? Well, frankly, I'm really in the moment, and something, oh, this idea, I'll do that. There's no planning or anything. It's really, I mean, sometimes I'm in my bathtub for crying out loud. I mean, it's just,
but look at yourself.
It just happened there. It happens.
So this is you. That when you go in this kind of, this is so funny. People love this. When you dance on your videos, when you do fun
I put
stuff.
angel wings too. One day I saw that. Yeah, there was some angel wings, and I just felt really, it was at the moment where my heart was really starting to open after losing my job and the money and all of that. Like, I had a really an open heart and playful, and I just picked up those 2 wings and started taking like a pencil that had a little star and just like started putting some music, and it's like, it's called Message of the Angels, you know, from the angels.
And it was.
Yeah.
It was on the end.
And sometimes I look back at that video because it brings me back to that playful, childlike spirit that just goes with the flow.
Yeah.
And it is tempting sometimes to just want to you know, delete some videos because I'm like, but I leave it because what I'm really here is to share all those moments, because I do know that each video or something, if somebody bump into that would be at the right time for them, wherever they are. So it's all okay. That's why I don't really restart. Our journey is continually moving forward.
And the video that you shared, it's you grew out of there. People meet you now, you are different, and tomorrow you will be again different. So let us see your growth.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. It's like looking pictures of yourself as a baby. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So this is the YouTube baby, became a YouTube
Yes,
star.
and since the beginning of this year, I feel that a lot more has happened with the Juicy Living Tour. And
let's talk about tour in the second segment.
Yeah.
Because we are now out of this one. So see you next week for the second part, in which you will find out what are Lilou's plans, what is Juicy Living Tour, and guess what? This girl wrote a book, and she believes it's true. I lost my job, and I like it. You want to see how to lose your job and like it? Watch us in the second segment next week. Aloha.